Good day everyone and welcome back to DepEd TV. I am Teacher Joshua and I will be your guide in sharpening your skills and enhancing your minds in order to face the challenges here in Grade 8 Mathematics. Ready your self-learning module, your paper and pens, and let's have a wonderful day of learning addition and subtraction of rational algebraic expressions. Last episode, we learned about how to multiply and divide rational algebraic expressions. Can you demonstrate your knowledge and skills on performing the indicated operation? X squared minus 1 all over 6y squared divided by x plus 1 all over 18y. What will we do when dividing rational algebraic expressions? We multiply the first expression, x squared minus 1 all over 6y squared by the reciprocal of the second expression, which is 18y over x plus 1. Now, how can we make this operation easier? We can factor x squared minus 1 as the product of x plus 1 and x minus 1. What else? We can get the greatest common factor of 18y and 6y squared, which is 6y. Now, this can be written as the quantity of x plus 1 times the quantity of x minus 1 all over 6y times y multiplied by 6y times 3 all over x plus 1. Do we have common factors? We will cancel them because the result is just 1. So what are we left with? It is 3 times the quantity x minus 1 all over y, or 3x minus 3 all over y. With this example, we have shown how to multiply and divide rational algebraic expressions. How about the next set of operations? Addition and subtraction. Before that, let us consider this situation. Do you remember Mang Samuel? He is the fastest painter in his community. He has 3 sons, and his eldest son, Mateo, helps him in his work. One morning, they are asked by the barangay chairwoman to paint the wall of the barangay hall. So, Mang Samuel and Mateo went to do the job. After an hour, Mang Samuel painted 1/4 of the wall, while Mateo only painted 1/6. What part of the wall was painted by the two of them together after an hour? To solve this, we will add the parts of the wall they painted. 1/4 plus 1/6. What do we call these fractions again? We are adding dissimilar fractions since they have different denominators. We can add these fractions by making them similar. Do you remember how? We can write them with similar denominators by getting their LCD or least common denominator. So, what is the least common denominator of 4 and 6? One of the ways to determine the LCD is by skip counting and looking for the first number that they will have as a common multiple. So let us start with the first 5 multiples of 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. Then for 6, 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30. What is the least common multiple here? It is 12. So we can change the denominator to 12. But when we change the denominator, we must also change the numerators so the values will not be different. We will multiply the numerator by a number that when multiplied to the previous denominator will result to 12. What number should be multiplied to 4 to make 12? It is 3. How about for 6? This is 2. So simplifying the numerators, we will have 3 and 2. Since both are now similar fractions, we can just add the numerators and copy the common denominator. So the total part of the wall painted by Mang Samuel and Mateo is 5/12. We can also add or subtract rational algebraic expressions if they are similar or the denominators are the same. If not, we find their least common denominator. So let us try in this example. Find the sum of x squared plus 4 all over 2x plus 4 plus 5x plus 2 all over 2x plus 4. Since the expressions are already similar, the common denominator is 2x plus 4. We just rewrite the numerators x squared plus 4 plus 5x plus 2. Then we combine like terms. The numerator will now be x squared plus 5x plus 6. We can factor the numerator and the denominator. The numerator is a general trinomial whose leading coefficient is 1. So can you think of two factors of 6 whose sum is positive 5? The numerator can be written as the quantity x plus 2 times the quantity x plus 3. How about the denominator? We can factor the greatest common monomial factor, which is 2. So it can be expressed as 2 times the quantity x plus 2. Do we have common factors? We can divide x plus 2 in the numerator and the denominator. So, the sum is given by the expression x plus 3 all over 2. Now, let us subtract. 2x minus 3 all over x plus 4 minus negative x minus 1 all over x plus 4. Again, since we have similar fractions here, the common denominator is x plus 4. We can now write the subtraction 2x minus 3 minus the quantity negative x minus 1. Then we simplify the terms by multiplying negative 1 to the group, and we will have 2x minus 3 plus x plus 1 all over x plus 4. Can you now combine like terms in the numerator? We will have the final answer, or the difference is the rational expression 3x minus 2 all over x plus 4. And this expression is already in its simplest form. Now, after painting the barangay's wall, the chairwoman also asked Mang Samuel and Mateo to clean the water filtering tank for the barangay. A pipe at the top of the tank fills it with water, and a drain below the tank for emptying it. The tank can be filled using the pipe in 2 hours. If the pipe and the drain are opened at the same time, how fast can the tank be filled? To solve this problem, we need to identify the rate or speed the tank can be filled by the pipe and emptied by the drain. Since one tank can be filled by the pipe in 2 hours, we can say that its rate is 1/2. Then since the time to drain the tank is not given, we can say that its rate is 1 over x. To get the rate when both pipe and drain are open, we have 1/2 minus 1 over x. We used subtraction because water is removed by the drain. We can write this as one rational expression by getting their least common denominator. To get their denominator, we get their product divided by their greatest common factor. And since 2 and x are relatively prime, their least common denominator is just 2x. Now, we multiply the numerators by expressions that will give us the common denominator. So, 1 times x minus 1 times 2 all over 2x. What is the final answer? The rate of the water filling the tank when both pipe and drain are open is x minus 2 all over 2x. Let us have another example showing addition of rational algebraic expressions with different denominators. Add 3x plus 1 all over x squared plus 2x plus 1 and 5 over 2x plus 2. Observe that these are not similar fractions because they do not have the same denominators. So, we will get their least common denominators by factoring them first and writing them in this table. Now, what are the factors of the first denominator? X squared plus 2x plus 1 is a perfect square trinomial. So its factors are x plus 1 and x plus 1. How about the second denominator? Both terms are divisible by 2. It can be written as 2 times the quantity x plus 1. Since there is a common factor, we write them in the same column. Next is we copy the factors on their respective columns and get their product. Then the product is the least common denominator. So the least common denominator will be 2 times the quantity x plus 1 times the quantity x plus 1. Then, we will now multiply the numerators by the missing expressions in the rows of their respective denominators. What will we multiply to 3x plus 1? Since the row of its denominator, x squared plus 2x plus 1, do not have 2 in its factors, we will have the quantity 3x plus 1 times 2. How about 5? Check the row 2x plus 2 earlier. Which expression is missing? Very good. We will have 5 times the quantity x plus 1. Let us now simplify. The expression will now become 6x plus 2 plus 5x plus 5 all over 2 times x plus 1 times x plus 1. Can you give me the final answer? By combining like terms, the numerator will become 11x plus 7. And by multiplying all factors for the least common denominator, we will have 2x squared plus 4x plus 2. If you find the topic difficult, I suggest you review the previous lessons on multiplying and factoring polynomials and continue on polishing your skills. Let us have one last example that involves subtraction. X plus 1 all over x plus 2 minus x plus 1 all over x plus 3. Are they similar fractions? No, since their denominators are different. So we will get their least common denominator. Now, since x plus 2 and x plus 3 are relatively prime, we can show their factors in the table like this. Then write the factors at the last row. So the least common denominator in this example is the product of x plus 2 and x plus 3. Next, what will we multiply to the first numerator? Observe that the row of its denominator is missing x plus 3. So we will have the quantity x plus 1 times the quantity x plus 3. Then we write the subtraction sign and the next numerator, the quantity of x plus 1. Which expression will we multiply to this? the missing factor, which is x plus 2. Now simplify by multiplying the polynomials. Remember that you can use the FOIL method in multiplying. What is the product of x plus 1 and x plus 3? This will be x squared plus 4x plus 3 minus the product of x plus 1 and x plus 2. What is it? The quantity of x squared plus 3x plus 2. What did you notice? The operation is subtraction, so we cannot immediately subtract. We need to multiply each term in the parentheses by -1 first. So we will have x squared plus 4x plus 3 minus x squared minus 3x minus 2 all over the product of x plus 2 and x plus 3. What will be the final answer? Remember to simplify the numerator by combining like terms and the denominator by multiplying them. The difference in this example is given by the expression x plus 1 all over x squared plus 5x plus 6. And there you have it. That is how we add or subtract rational algebraic expressions. Now let us have a recap. Rational algebraic expressions are said to be similar if they have the same denominator, while dissimilar rational algebraic expressions have different denominators. To add or subtract similar rational expressions, just combine like terms in their numerator and copy the common denominator. If the expressions are dissimilar, we must get their least common denominator by listing down their factors and getting the product of the necessary factors. You can use a table like in our previous examples. Then, multiply the numerators by the expression missing in the row of their respective denominators. Then simplify the expressions in your numerator by addition or subtraction. And multiply the factors to get the denominator. Now ready your pen and paper so we can evaluate what you have learned. I will give you 5 seconds to think about it and we will answer them right after. What is the meaning of LCD? LCD stands for the least common denominator. Next question. What do we call rational expressions with different denominators? They are called dissimilar rational expressions. What is the sum of the expressions 4 all over 2x minus 6 and 4x minus 6 all over 2x minus 6? They are similar rational expressions. So we can have 4x minus 2 all over 2x minus 6. But we can still simplify this by getting the common factor in the numerator and denominator. This will become 2 times the quantity 2x minus 1 all over 2 times the quantity x minus 3. So we will be left with 2x minus 1 all over x minus 3. For this item, we are given x all over x plus 3 minus x minus 1 all over x minus 3. Now, what is the least common denominator? Since the denominators do not share common factors, we write it as the product of x plus 3 and x minus 3, or x squared minus 9. Then simplify the previous expression by subtracting. We have identified that the LCD as the product of x plus 3 and x minus 3. So we will multiply the numerators by the respective factors. What could that be? We will have x times x minus 3 minus the quantity x minus 1 times the quantity x plus 3 all over x plus 3 and x minus 3. The final answer is negative 5x plus 3 all over x squared minus 9. So how was the exercise? It is quite a struggle at first, but keep on practicing with the activities on your self-learning modules. I suggest that you review factoring polynomials and simplifying rational expressions, and keep on polishing your skills if you find it difficult. Remember that in mathematics, practice makes you better. With hard work and determination, I believe that you can ace any lesson in mathematics. For our next episode, we will have a new chapter in Mathematics 8, and I will be introducing to you the rectangular coordinate system. Again, this is Teacher Joshua, reminding you to keep safe, have a nice day, and see you next time.